Hello, everybody. Welcome to Self-Care for Stressful Times. I'm Bree Cross-Caldwell, and let's see, we're going to be going through this workshop today. It should be about 2 hours. And this is part of Burnout Proof Academy, which you all know because you're all here, where we are working on supporting interpreters and taking better care of our precious selves. And part of that is being able to connect with each other. So I'm really excited that for this live workshop today, we're going to be connecting in breakout rooms with each other. For those of you who are watching the recording, you will be able to connect with each other through the comments underneath each section of the video. So that's a big goal of Burnout Proof Academy, is just to get us connected with each other and to let that be another source of support for ourselves. In that vein, I want to ask that today, as if you're here live, as you're sharing, or in the comments as you're sharing, I want to ask that we just keep in mind that we want to honor each other's experiences, and we all have different experiences, and that's really important, that we're able to learn from each other and find out what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. So I ask that as you do share today or through this course, that you frame your responses or your sharing from a place of I, from a place of what you have experienced, being careful not to say we as a group or you as someone else and try to identify what someone else's experience may be. We really want to hear what your personal experience is. So I'm going to ask you to frame your responses from a place of I today, okay? And with that, I want to just introduce or say a word about the resources that you got. So you should have a handout, and it sort of looks like this. At the top it says Interpreter Self-Care for Stressful Times. We will be going through this today, so it's helpful if you have it printed out or if you have it nearby so that you can be writing down some things. I'm going to ask you to write down some things so that when you're finished, and this is a goal of all of my workshops, when you come away from this, you don't just have this swimming, all these multiple points swimming in your head, that you come away with some real tangible pieces of information that you can actually utilize. That's one of my goals, is that you can use this information, you can apply it, and that it will actually help make your life easier and not just be one more piece of information swimming around in our heads. So that worksheet is there for you. There is also a resource guide, which might be helpful later, probably, if there are parts of this workshop that you want to go further in depth on. There are ideas and citations and resources for that in the resource guide. And then you also have a copy of the slides. I will be showing the slides on the screen today, but if for some reason you want to have those nearby or you want to refer to those later, you will have them, okay? And as we're going along, feel free, for those of you who are here live, put any questions you have in the chat. If there's something that's unclear, I want to know about it. So go ahead and chat me about that. Okay, I want to do a short grounding exercise. I like to open up workshops just with a moment to connect in, to land, to breathe. And so I invite you to do that now with me. So if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes and just turn your attention inward. Just feel down into, first feel into the weight of your body on your seat or on the ground, whatever is supporting you. Just really feel and acknowledge that support that you're getting from that surface that's beneath you. If your feet are on the ground, feel that connection with the ground. If you're sitting on a chair, then feel that support of the chair. Really feel into that line between your body and the surface. And then let's turn our attention to our breath just for a moment. Just drop down and Notice where you feel your breath most strongly. It might be the air coming in and out your nose. It might be the rise and fall of your chest. It might be the rise and fall of your belly. We're just watching, we're just noticing. You might also have thoughts come through your mind. That's completely normal. You just want to acknowledge the thought and turn the attention back to the breath. This just gives our nervous system just a moment, just a break, and also just allows us and our attention to land here in this moment, to be present for what's about to unfold. So if you feel comfortable, put your hands on your chest and just say a silent thank you to yourself for making this time for you. This is a really big step toward taking better care of yourself. So thank you. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and come back to the screen, come back to your handout. And I asked you to, if you have any essential oils, to go ahead and grab those. So today I'm going to use Melaleuca or tea tree oil, which is a standard for me, and then cedarwood, and I'll tell you why. So with the Melaleuca, I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my neck. Melaleuca, I'm also going to smell it. Melaleuca is really great at clearing energy. So I like to start off workshops or my own meditation or self-care time with some tea tree oil, some Melaleuca, because it helps me just to like cut off the energy that I might have going between myself and other projects or other people, just to bring that back to me. And then the cedarwood is the oil of community. So I really wanted today, especially for us to feel that connection with each other. So I want to highlight that with the cedarwood oil. And this is literally the oil of a cedar tree. And you can just put this on your chest right here. This is like the heart space, the place where we can connect on a heart level with each other. It just smells like a fresh cut tree. Okay, so if you had any essential oils, even if they're not those two, you can use them. Aromatherapy is just such a nice way to get present. Utilizing any of our senses is a great way to get present and just sink into the moment. So that's the goal here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. We'll start the slides. Okay. Interpreter self-care for stressful times. All right, so we've got the goals for the workshop. These are our learning objectives. What we're going to do today is apply the learning zone model, which you'll learn about, to your current experience of stress as an interpreter. You're going to identify your panic zone responses. We'll identify our comfort zone activities. And then you'll create a plan for practicing triage-care checkpoints throughout the day. We'll learn about what those are. And last, you'll identify your learning zone interests. So this is where we're headed. We're talking about stress today, and there might be many things in your life right now that are stressful. I know there are in mine, and there are for so many. So some of those things might be situations you've been in recently, COVID considerations, your consumers' experiences, people that you're working with and what they're going through, injustice, racism, waking up to racism, and our political climate. This is being filmed just before the presidential election. So there's a lot that might be stressful right now for us. I want to take a minute for introductions, and if you would go ahead in the chat and tell me your name, where you're from, or where you are, if that's different, and one emotion word that describes how you're feeling right now during these stressful times. I'm watching the chat. Yay. Great. Okay, first response, anxious. Yeah, it's understandable. Great. Another emotion, overwhelmed. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. If you don't want to introduce yourself, if you would just type pass in the comments so I know not to wait for you. But I'm wondering if people are typing still too. Yeah, here's another response, feeling numb. Yeah, that's such a common response for all that's going on. It's really normal. It's one of the ways that our body protects us, actually. Another response, feeling worried. Yeah, thank you. Okay. I'll go ahead and introduce myself and I'll wait and see if any more comments come through. But my name's Bree Cross Caldwell. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and this is where I'm from also. And there's so many words, and I challenged you to just pick one, so I'm just gonna pick one, and I could echo all of those, but I'm gonna say hopeful. And just let that be. Okay. I'll give you just a tiny bit of background on me too, just so you know what I'm doing here and what this is about. So I've been a sign language interpreter for the last 20 years, working mostly in VRS. That's been the last 16 years. And I started Burnout Proof Academy. I started coaching other interpreters 8 years ago, because I was experiencing my own burnout at that time. And mine started with physical pain and led me to uncovering layers and layers and layers of emotions that had not been dealt with. And that can be a byproduct of our work, because we are channels for other people's emotions. But also it can simply be a result of our own giving nature and the ways that we are so willing to give to other people of our time and our attention and our caring. But it's harder for us to receive that and to turn that attention back in on ourselves. So I started Burnout Proof Academy with the dream that we could create a space together where we're supporting each other, where we are prioritizing our own needs, where we're even learning to listen to what our needs are and discern what those are. So if you're joining us here for the first time for this workshop, welcome. I know there's many of you who are longtime Burnout Proof Academy participants. And just for you who are new, welcome to this community. You have joined a community of other people who are working on these same things. So we look forward to getting to know you through interacting in comments on the courses, through times like these where we'll have breakout rooms, we'll have time to talk and get to know each other, and then also through the Burnout Proof Collective Facebook group. If you're not already on there, go join us there. We're having a lot of discussions where we're just getting to know each other. We're sharing resources. We're talking about a lot of these things. So I'm glad you're here. Okay, I got another comment here, and the feeling is panic about the election specifically. Yeah, you're not alone. Yeah, thank you all for sharing and being willing to just let us know how you're feeling.